According to the church, Mary herself was between 13 and 14 years old when she had Jesus, when she gave birth to him.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to stay calm as I deal with yet another Muslim apologist, desperately trying to justify child marriage because Muhammad consummated a marriage to a 9-year-old, and so Muslims have to pretend that was moral. His video, even if successful, would amount to nothing more than a tu quoque fallacy, but he gets all his information wrong. His source on Mary's age is a crosswalk article, which is not authoritative at all. The Catholic Encyclopedia, however, says the sources that state Mary and Joseph's ages are unreliable. Scholarly sources point out Jewish girls from Palestine in antiquity would marry between their late teens to early 20s, so Mary was probably around the age of 18 when she was betrothed to Joseph. But even if those ages are accurate, it doesn't compare to Muhammad and Aisha, because the church tradition is also that Mary was a perpetual virgin, so there was no abuse involved like with poor Aisha.
How old was Joseph according to the church? He was in his 90s.
Now I know reading is hard for some people, so we have yet another example of a Muslim apologist not reading his own source. The text he has on the screen is from this article, which states Joseph may have been as young as 18 to 20 and as old as 36 to 42 when he married Mary. Also, some unsupported traditions imply that Joseph was in his 80s or 90s. I can't tell you how many times I've caught Muslims citing sources that contradict them.
Why are you hypocritical when you talk about Islam, when the age difference is even greater than the age difference of Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Aisha?
No one is being hypocritical, Muslim cowboy, because all your information is wrong. But even if you were correct, it wouldn't compare, because we don't say Joseph is an excellent moral example for humanity and then try to desperately justify his obvious immoral actions. Romans 3:23 says all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. When a prophet sinned in the Bible, we don't have to try to justify it like you do with Muhammad. The only perfect man was Jesus.
Secondly, according to Jewish tradition, the age of marriage, and this comes from Genesis 21 and 22,
Which we both know you obviously didn't read, Muslim cowboy.
where Isaac marries Rebekah at the age of 40 years old. But how old was Rebekah? Well, according here to Genesis 21 and 22, we find that Rebekah was only 3 years old.
So since the Muslim cowboy didn't read Genesis 21 or 22, or probably anything in the Bible for that matter, let's point out for him that Rebekah isn't even mentioned in Genesis 21. She's only mentioned at the end of Genesis 22, and lo and behold, it does not state her age. The idea Rebekah was 3 when she married Isaac is a much later rabbinic tradition that is based on wild conjectures, faulty calculations, and ignoring Genesis 24. Where Rebekah is described as a young woman able to carry water for 10 camels. Unless she was a 3-year-old She-Hulk, that would not have happened.
And this is confirmed by all rabbinic scholars.
Once again, he is wrong. Rabbinic commentary points out there are conflicting opinions about Rebekah's age at marriage. And all these pathetic arguments were put forward to justify marrying a child. When men like him do this, it lets other men think that child marriage is okay, which causes severe harm to girls around the world. Don't tell me your religion is from God or good for humanity if this is what it preaches. It isn't.